Look, I too want to support this motion and recognise it as a very, very well presented and very, very timely, I suppose well overdue, but an excellent motion. And it reflects the real situation that's affecting so many tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, really, and the fact that dental services are not available to them. It's just truly shocking, and it's not the first motion of its kind, and it probably won't be the last. I know the motion calls for legislation to be brought forward by September, but with some hope of that, and it really is a situation that affects every one of us, our children, our grandchildren, and all the families up and down the country. And my office, like every other office, is inundated with people contacting, appalling situations, so distressful for people that are just trying to avail of services. And any time I attend my own dentist, Daniel O'Connell, on the Quay in Clonmel, and top-class dentists and cares for people, has been pressing this issue with me for maybe 5-6 years now, that the falling number of dentist students and the falling number of dentists and people in dentistry, dentists withdrawing from the scheme because it's outdated, hasn't been even talked about. We've heard so much from the IMO and indeed the new organisation for doctors, GPs, and their contract and how outdated that was, but they've made huge progress, thankfully. But the dentist is a poor relation, and there doesn't seem to be any attempts of any understanding or any engagement with their association in an effort to try and hold on to the dentists that they have in the medical care scheme, and indeed attract new ones. And as we're talking about dentists, the wonderful receptionist, Jill Mora Wall, a wonderful lady who succumbed to illness and passed away in April of this year. An exceptional lady to meet and talk to on the phone and to organise the whole appointments and revisits and everything else in a cheerful and a very, very helpful manner always. And I want to just express my sympathies to Daniel O'Connell and his team, and to Miss Wall's family and friends, Oireachtas friends, Oireachtas, go river and Dealish. And, it is just, I have Deputy Shanahan referring to our South East University. Certainly that's a huge issue, and we need it promoted, and we need it supported. But to try and retain dentists that may be able to do dentistry in that institution, but it's a national problem, and the schools that we have and the colleges that we have are not able to attract them. And something must be noticed by who gives oversight to these issues in the Department of Health or in the HSE, that they cannot see this festering sore, which it is, and a massive sore now, of lack of dentists. People have to travel maybe different counties to try and get a dentist to operate on their children in the medical care scheme. And it's a very worrying situation for young people and children to not be able to access that. But the stress of having to travel to maybe 60, 70, maybe 80 miles away. That's the situation it is in rural Ireland. And we talk about slanted care, and we talk about all kinds of health care, and our doorstep we don't have it. So a real root and branch review has to take place. I too would support the call for the legislation because it's so badly needed, but will we see it, and how long will it take to enact it, and how long does it take for legislation to be brought forward, indeed debated, discussed, and indeed approved, and then the statutory instruments to put it into place and to give effect to it. That's a very cumbersome procedure, so we need something very, very quickly, and we need the figures there are quite startling. The numbers of people waiting are just shocking. They've been read into the record already, and by many other deputies. It's just outrageous, and it shouldn't be happening in so-called first world country. So we need to take this issue very, very seriously. Everybody's supporting the motion, and indeed our motion has passed, but nothing has changed, and we need to make a real difference, a real impact here. And it's going to take a kind of a multi-agency approach from government. It's not going to get repaired by sticking plasters. We need a root and branch review, and we need full support from the Department of Health and the Minister of Health, who's going to drive this issue once and for all, because it might be classed as maybe unseen or unheard of, but it's out there, and it's very, very serious. It affects thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of families. It's not acceptable. Thank you.